What's up, guys? Trying to get this here real quick so you guys can see it and seeing if I can get this to go. There we go. Perfect. So that, well, it's kind of looking weird. What's up, Nick? So I am live on FanDuel. I am live on YouTube and Twitch at the same time, trying to do something real quick while we're here. Let's see. Everything good? Everyone can hear? The mic's okay? Nick's the mic okay? Pretty sure it is anyway. So this is going to be an updated video. So I did a video. I did a video a couple of days ago with the rankings and I said I'd probably do an updated one just because with practice going on. I think we did it Tuesday or Wednesday and we had to get a couple more days of practice in. So I wanted to get that in. So we have updated it. It's on the website. If you're watching on Twitch, you can see the article itself and we will go over it. So just wanted to give you a heads up. So I will be reading chat. If we do have chat with YouTube Live or we do have chat with Twitch as well, I will be answering those questions. Nick asks, are you loving Winston as much as I am this week? I am. And so I'm going to go through it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the article that we have. If you guys would like to see it a little bit more, it's an article on the website. You can go check it out. But I just wanted to give you guys a heads up with all of the social media that we have. Give us a follow on all of them. Twitch.tv/DailyRotoHelp. Drafters.com. Use promo code DailyRotoHelp. It's a new up-and-coming DFS site. It is a snake draft style, season-long type style, but it's DFS. You get to play every day. You get paid every day, depending on what game you are playing. It's the same site that we won $1,300 in week 3 of NFL, and we won $750 the week before that. So we dominated it. I want you guys to check that out. Follow us on Twitter at FantasyAdvice22, Facebook.com/FantasySportsGuru22. Obviously, the website's Daily Roto Help, and our YouTube, YouTube.com/Daily Roto Help. So what I'm going to be looking at is we'll be looking at just all the rankings. After that video, I will stop being live on YouTube and I'm going to just stay on Twitch. And I think I'm going to do a little bit of scam baiting on Twitch, see if we can get to waste any scammers' times. Still trying to figure out how to stream my Xbox onto Twitch because they want you to use Mixer, but I'm not sure if there's another way. So I will be answering questions throughout, but I wanted to go through the rankings real quick. So I will go through the rankings, and if there are people here live and you do have questions, that's when I'll answer the questions for it. So hopefully you guys are here. Hopefully you're having fun. Both, again, youtube.com/DailyRotoHelp and twitch.tv/DailyRotoHelp. We did have a winner on Twitch. So we were doing every 50, if I got to 50 followers on Twitch, we were going to give a giveaway to a season subscription to their choice. We did have a winner. He has not responded yet. I will give him until Sunday to respond. If he doesn't respond by then, excuse me, I will then go ahead and choose a different person. And what I'm thinking about doing, since we're up to 59 subscribers, how about every 50 subscribers, we'll give away a subscription of their choice. So we'll have a giveaway every 50 Twitch subscribers. So the winner actually was, let me check it. And I apologize if the dogs are making a lot of noise real quick. Let's check the followers. The winner was, I'll see it when I see the name. I can't quite remember it off the top of my head. Let's see. If it'll all load real quick, and then we'll jump right into the, where'd it go? Where's it at? MCCs. So if you're watching this, you're playing it back. MCCs. MC capital S EIZE. If you're watching this, you have until Sunday morning to get a hold of me, you are the winner. If you do not respond by then, guess what? It's going to go to somebody else. So without further ado, let's jump into it. And I do like James Conner. I did see that, Nick. So looking at the quarterbacks, people can see it on Twitch. It's our article, but if you're watching here on YouTube, really like Patrick Mahomes, #1 QB against New England. We saw what he did against Jacksonville. Jacksonville's a better defense than New England, especially, and I mentioned this before, if Mahomes can get the rock further down, if Tyreek Hill or Kareem Hunt or really anyone can get open, New England secondary, they're very slow compared to the offense of Kansas City. Now, both Mahomes can throw it 70 yards. He can also run it. If he can get ahead or behind of those secondaries, he could take off as well. So a lot of things are looking right. Prime time. I did see a stat. The youngest QB to beat the Patriots on the road was Kaepernick, and I can't remember how old he was. It was 23 or something. For whatever reason, whether or not ESPN just wants to throw out Kaepernick on there or that's just a fun stat, Mahomes is going for that record. He's trying to beat that. He's beaten a lot of records. He's very young. He's very fast. He's very agile, and he has the components to beat New England at home Monday night on prime time. So I really, really like Mahomes here. Second one, though, Winston. Jameis Winston going up against Atlanta. We all know Atlanta's terrible. Their defense is terrible. Winston, his last 3 games against them, he had, I believe it was 10 touchdowns. Whether or not it was on the road or at home, it really doesn't matter. This one's in a dome, so weather won't be a factor. Now, there will be some weather concerns dealing with either the hurricane or just the after effects of the hurricane. So that's what I'm kind of we're kind of monitoring the situation right now. So we won't really talk about stardom, situm, or we won't really talk about weather until Sunday when we go live at 9 a.m. Central, just because of the fact there's so much weather concern. So much we have to cover, so much that we still have practice today. Some teams do practice on Saturday just a little bit. Some teams have walkthroughs, so that is something to monitor. Just a heads up there. #3 quarterback that I really like this week is Deshaun Watson versus Buffalo. Really like them. Buffalo's defense has been – they were good last week, but it's very shaky. The offense is very shaky as well. That's why I absolutely love Deshaun Watson, and I love the Texans' defense against them. #4 is Aaron Rodgers against San Francisco. Their defense is pretty soft. It's true. But Aaron Rodgers, he still has a knee issue. We saw what he did. The team went down last week, and he just threw 3 touchdowns within a matter of like 7 minutes. It was nuts. They still went on to lose. But if they're playing from behind again, it's amazing what Aaron Rodgers is able to do with a lack of offense that he has. I mean, they don't really have a running back. Their 3 running backs, they're not equivalent. They're not anything to smile about. Wide receiver options, I mean, when your second wide receiver option is Geronimo, his name's Geronimo, you're probably in a pickle. Randall Cobb, if he's out, Devontae Adams, #1, I love him. Scantling Valdez last week, people were asking about him. He was super cheap. He went ahead and dominated, and he was very cheap. I think we had him in Yahoo. We had him in one of our lineups, and a couple of people had Scantling Valdez. I can't remember if he was in our GPP lineup that we built, but we used him, and he came through a very time-consuming type pick. People were, I need this real quick. We told him, boom. I think it was like almost minimum price. So he would make another good option if Randall Cobb is out again. If Cobb is back, I don't see Valdez being that big of a good enough option. Nick has Mahomes in the Thursday through Monday slate, had Barkley, Ertz, Shepard. Barkley and Ertz, yeah, Shepard, okay. Eli's trash. Like, Eli should be done. I think Eli's time as the starting quarterback should be on its way out. I do not see them, if they're serious about contending, I do not see Eli being the starting quarterback at the end of the season. There's no way he should be. The way he's been looking is bad. Good luck on your football game, Nick. Is it like football or is it like soccer? Anyway, let's move on. Number 5 quarterback, Matt Ryan. It's true, Tampa Bay's defense is bad. Maybe not as bad as Atlanta, but Tampa Bay's defense is pretty trash as well. I know that Matt Ryan, huge disappointment last week. Super disappointed. We had him everywhere. I picked him on drafters.com. I picked him in our FanDuel. I picked him other places and underperformed. I think people are going to see that. Maybe they'll see that again. I really like him. I'm looking at now with Devontae Freeman being out, that kind of shores up. Okay, Tevin Coleman's good to go again. So if you want to stack, I would not be surprised if a stack dominates with Ryan, Tevin Coleman, and Julio Jones this week against Tampa Bay. If you want to stack Tampa Bay and Atlanta in the same lineup, I wouldn't fault you. Maybe even Jameis over Matt Ryan. That's why I have him ranked that way. Oh, Nick, I didn't know you were that young. Nick is the starting QB for varsity, and he's a sophomore. Your team, you're either really, really good or your team is very, very bad. Like, I mean that because there's no one going out. I don't know. If you got any highlight tapes, let's see them. Let's see. And it's where where do you live, Nick? Like, how cold is it? Because all I'm going to say is Tuesday, it was 78 degrees here and nice. I woke up to snow on the ground this morning. Snow and then rain. So didn't have a fall. Anyway, let's move on. So we're looking at number 6, Cam Newton at Washington. Number 7 is Kirk Cousins versus Arizona. Jared Goff at Denver. And Ben Roethlisberger at Cincinnati. Andy Dalton versus Pittsburgh. I think that could be a shootout there. Both defenses are very suspect themselves. Number 11 is Russell Wilson at Oakland. Number 12 was Carson Wentz at New York last night. Absolutely love that matchup. I was going to put $200 on that game, and I didn't get it in time, so I'm very upset about it. Blake Bortles at Dallas. Andrew Luck at the Jets, and Mitch Trubisky at Miami. Mitch coming off those 6 touchdowns, then out of the bye week. Absolutely love him there. Your friend's uncle is Brett Favre, and he's very good. You've not met Brett Favre. I want to see the picture. I want to see the picture, Nick. Hey, stop that. This dog right here cost me $500 in vet medicine because you got allergies. All right, so like I said, I'm going to start talking. I'm going to start going through this. If you guys have questions, get them in a little bit. The thing is, the stardom, sit-em questions and the weather questions for this weekend, hold off until Sunday. We will go live Sunday morning, 9 a.m. Central. Just wanted to get this out in an updated version. So I am live both on YouTube and Twitch. For anyone watching, donations are always welcome. If you feel like you want to help the channel out, that is awesome. I found out that I don't think there's a way for me to fix my computer. Following all the guides online, checking out pretty much everything. None of the computer solutions are working. So I think I have to get a new computer, which absolutely sucks. That's about $800-900 right there. So I'm hoping for another big day on drafters, but yeah, New England will win 38-0. I will bet you anything that does not happen, Chris. If New England shuts out KC, I'll give you a lifetime pass. Chris, a lifetime pass. But if they don't shut them out, you have to donate $20. Do we have a deal? You don't have to scribble your face. I'm not going to show it. I just would really like to see. Okay. So those are the QBs. All right, Chris. You have until the end of the stream to think about it. Lifetime pass or donate $20. All right. So looking at the running backs, Todd Gurley, absolutely love Todd Gurley. I don't care if he's in Denver, scoring touchdowns every single week. Absolutely love him here. Melvin Gordon at Cleveland, love him. Christian McCaffrey at Washington, every single week, he never disappoints. Even with a mobile quarterback, he still gets the passes. He still gets the runs. Really love McCaffrey here. Zeke versus Jacksonville. I feel Zeke is better than Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt had a pretty good game. I really like Zeke here. The problem is they don't have a wide receiver. That's That's what is telling me the passes are going to go to Zeke because they don't have a wide receiver there. Number 5 is Joe Mixon. Number 6 is James Conner. Number 7 was Barkley, and he needed one more yard to have 100 yards in the air and 100 yards on the ground. They didn't give it to him, whatever the reason. Loved him, though. TJ Yeldon at Dallas. David Johnson comes in at number 9 against Minnesota. Their defense is pretty stingy, but David Johnson's been dominating lately. Number 10 is Kareem Hunt at New England. Number 11 is James White versus KC. Number 12 is Sony Michel versus KC. Now, KC's defense is not as good as it has been in the past. And both of those guys, if you had both James White and Sony Michel in the same lineup, you still can dominate. Usually it'd be like if you had Devontae Freeman and Tevin Coleman in the same lineup. It's different, though, guys, because James White primarily takes the passes. Doesn't run the ball much, just takes the short dump-off passes. Those are extra points in PPR. Dominates. I think he had 2 carries last week, but he had like 13 catches. He dominates. You can have both. I believe we have them. We have both of them in one of our lineups, either FanDuel or DraftKings. Now, we did put lineups out there, and I can show you the lineups, the Monday through Thursday lineups, just to kind of see what you're looking at there. Number 13 is Jordan Howard at Miami. Number 14 is Marshawn Lynch versus Seattle. And number 15 is Tevin Coleman versus Tampa Bay. Tevin Coleman might jump up a little bit. This was made before the Devontae Freeman news broke right before we went live, so might want to watch that. Nick, no Chris Carson. The problem with Chris Carson is Mike Davis. No matter what week happens, you don't know what's going to happen. Maybe something changes and we'll decide to go through it after, Sunday. Something could change. News reports will come out tonight, the rest of this afternoon, tonight, tomorrow, and early Sunday morning. That could change. He didn't make the top 15 for me right now. No, he did not. Looking at wide receivers, Julio comes in at number 1 this week against Tampa Bay. Like I said before, their defense was bad. Antonio Brown at Cincy. The one that I was a little bit wrong about was OBJ versus Philly. Philly's defense was terrible. Did pretty damn good. Don't really want to say it's Philly's fault that their defense was good. It's more so Eli was just absolutely terrible. Eli was not giving OBJ the ball at all. Wasn't even throwing it his way most of the night. Just dumped it off to Saquon Barkley all night. Beckham did have a hissy fit and go into the locker room before. There was like 30 seconds left before halftime, but still, unfortunately, as good as OBJ is, I know he's got his gripes. He has his he has reasoning for it. He is TO. Both really good on the field, terrible personalities off the field. But that's just bad. You can't be on the Julio bandwagon when Julio is the best wide receiver in the league. Last week was an anomaly. He didn't get the ball touched till the fourth quarter. I will guarantee you, Nick, I will promise you that Matt Ryan will try to force feed Julio right off the bat. Last week was an anomaly, him not touching the ball much until the fourth quarter. Number 4 wide receiver this week, DeAndre Hopkins versus Buffalo. Number 5, Adam Thielen versus Arizona. Adam Thielen is amazing. I absolutely love Adam Thielen. Number 6, AJ Green versus Pittsburgh. Like I've said, Pittsburgh's defense is bad. Number 7, Mike Evans at Atlanta. Number 8 is Tyreek Hill at New England. Number 9, Juju Smith-Schuster at Cincinnati. Number 10 is Devontae Adams versus San Francisco. Like I said, if somehow CJ Beathard leaves San Francisco to the lead, I could see Devontae Adams having a big game again, just like last week. Devontae Adams was questionable all the way until the start of the game. And then, boom, I mean, he ended up with like 130-plus yards. A lot of that was in garbage time because Aaron Rodgers had to chuck the ball so many times in the second half. But Adams looks to be good to go this week. Absolutely love him here. Number 11, Stephon Diggs versus Arizona. Number 12 is Keenan Allen at Cleveland. Number 13, Cooper Kupp. It looks like he's out of the concussion protocol, should play. But again, one more hit on him. He could go back into the concussion protocol. That's kind of what sucks about that. But Cooper Kupp, I love him. I think Cooper Kupp is this year's Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen broke on the scene, I believe, at the end of the 2016 season, if I remember correctly, and then just had a huge year last year, if I remember correctly. But then Cooper Kupp kind of had an iffy year last year. Wasn't by all means terrible, but he wasn't as dominant as he's been this year so far. Cooper Kupp, absolutely love him. We did get screwed over last week, though, because he did go out with concussion. So did Brandon Cooks. If Brandon Cooks is out with a concussion again, then it could dominate. But if they're both in, they still have great opportunities with both on the field with Jared Goff here, even in Denver with the altitude and all of that stuff. Number 14 wide receiver we have ranked is Jarvis Landry versus the Chargers. I always see LAC as the Los Angeles Clippers. Number 15 is Emmanuel Sanders versus LA. Love me some Manny Sanders. Love him more than Demaryius Thomas this year. Tight ends this week, Travis Kelce at New England, just because I said if Kelce's able to get behind the secondary of New England, game over. Number 2 is Zach Ertz at New York Giants. Didn't do too bad. Would have wished a little bit more out of Ertz, but the way things were going, I watched Carson Wentz throw the ball, and his hand get hit. The ball got popped up in the air, and somehow wide receiver came around, took it downfield. Some of the lucky bounces was crazy. I saw Eli throw the ball to someone. It bounced off him, and Philly defense caught the ball. Luckily, that was a really weird play, but luckily I actually had Philly's defense there. Number 3 tight end, I love Jimmy Graham here. Probably more of a GPP play just because he hasn't been as involved as we've liked. If they're behind it, though, in the red zone, think he gets involved even more. Number 4 is Rob Gronkowski. The problem is Gronk's always going to make our list because that's just how good he is. But he's been bad as well, and he's always hurt. He's due to get hurt to be out a few weeks. So just monitor that. Jared Cook versus Seattle. Jared Cook has great games, then he has no games. He'll have a great game, and people will be on him the next week because he had a great game. Then he'll have a dud like he was last week. Think he bounces back this week. The price is still pretty low on him. Number 6 is Jordan Reed versus Carolina. As much as it pains me to say Jordan Reed, he's always getting hurt as well. It's him and Gronk trying to see who can get hurt the quickest. Number 7, George Kittle. Love George Kittle. If you're going to use Kittle, I would probably stack him with Beathard there, especially against a pretty beat up and bad Green Bay defense. Number 8, tight end Trey Burton at Miami. Love him there. Number 9, Austin Hooper versus Tampa Bay. Probably more of a GPP pick, though. Number 10 is Kyle Rudolph. He needs to get it going. He's not getting the value that people, when they drafted him pretty high on, he's not giving them their value back. I would say it probably went Gronk as the number 1. Kelce could have went number 1. I could see it would probably be Gronk, Kelce, Ertz, then Rudolph is probably how people drafted this year. Hasn't given us much. And number 11, David Njoku. Probably don't like him as much. I would go probably a GPP pick just because of how the Chargers were able to shut down the tight ends last week. Could see that again, but if not, GPP-wise, should be pretty low-owned. O.J. Howard was trying to push to come back, and he's been limited, and he's now very questionable for this week. If he is questionable and he is out, absolutely love Cameron Brate against Atlanta. I would be looking to stack probably Winston, Evans, and Brate in a lineup against Atlanta's defense. Number 13 is Eric Ebron against the Jets. Love Ebron even more, especially if T.Y. Hilton is out. Number 14, Greg Olsen. This one is iffy. It kind of scares me due to the fact of he's coming back from injury, a foot injury. Pretty scared about it, but he he makes a good option for GPP because he'll probably be very low owned. Greg Olsen against Washington D, think he'll be very low owned, especially what Drew Brees was able to do against Washington's defense on Monday Night Football. That won me $100. Wouldn't mind Greg Olsen dominating them under 5% owned. And the number 15 wide tight end on the slate, CJ Uzomah versus Pittsburgh. Very, very contrarian GPP pick here, though. So those are the rankings here. Looking at everything. If you guys have any questions, we will. Honestly, we're going to be live on Monday. We're going to be live on Sunday morning, 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific, 8 Mountain. We're going to go live for about an hour, hour and a half. It is really dependent on you guys. You're the ones who drive the show. The more questions you have, the more we'll be able to answer. I will answer any weather-related, start 'em, sit 'em. It's pretty contingent on what you guys do. So those are pretty much where the questions are that I would like to answer. As most of you know, guys, any help, any donations definitely help 100%. If you're live on YouTube here, or when we're live, down below at the bottom of the chat is the dollar sign. It's a super chat. You can send anywhere from $1 to $500. Any little bit helps. I'm trying to buy this computer, so any little bit helps. Thank you guys in advance if you do. Brandon is a big component. He's our #1 donator so far. Anyone watching on Twitch, I have the 50 followers. I have all the specifications I needed to become an affiliate. With an affiliate, I believe I can have people subscribe. If you have, you can subscribe over there, twitch.tv/DailyRotoHelp, especially if you have Amazon Prime and you haven't used it to subscribe to anyone else. You can subscribe. It's completely free to you, and the subscriptions go to us streamers, and it would be awesome. Any little bit helps, guys. Trying to build up the brand of dailyrotohelp.com. Questions before Thielen will have higher points than Julio Jones. We'll see. No deal on the bet. Sorry, they'll still get blown out in New England, 38-0. No, they won't. No, they won't. Chris is scared. Chris, are you a Red Sox fan? Cody, one defense this week. Love Houston this week. Really do love Houston this week. Let's see. And I'll answer a lot of these questions Sunday morning as well. We still got to still waiting to hear if there's any injuries on the front of today's practice and any walkthroughs, anything like that. Absolutely love Houston's defense against Buffalo. If you want to go a contrarian, Chicago's defense against Miami, really love Chicago there. Let's see. Other ones that kind of jump out. None like that right now. Maybe the Rams defense. I know it's in Denver, so that's kind of iffy, but that is a thing as well. What was the GPP Thursday through Monday lineup? I will show you in a second. Chris, I hope the Astros dominate. I hope the Astros dominate. Baltimore D, I don't mind. Are we chewing Matt, Ryan, and Julio chalk? I'm a big Falcons fan. Yeah. Honestly, Jacob, to throw that out and to build a lineup, I would be looking at possibly, and I'm going to make one of these lineups. Maybe this will be the free lineup that we throw out there. I'm going to put a lineup out there for FanDuel and DraftKings GPP, something along the lines of possibly Ryan, Julio, Mike Evans, Cameron Brate, or you could go Jameis Winston in that as well. Tevin Coleman could be your flex. Looking at getting a lot of the exposure to the Winston-Ryan game. Looking to try and get those guys in there, especially on like drafters where you can do the Sunday GPPs and it's the 2 QB league. I would be looking at Jameis and Ryan. I had Ryan and Roethlisberger last week and didn't really work out on the Ryan front. Coleman is a trap. I mean, if you're going GPP, I would look at Coleman, but he made what I think he was the ranked number 15 running back. Yeah, Tevin Coleman came in ranked number 15 versus Tampa Bay. That were in our article, which the article is at dailyrotohelp.com. But yeah, he with Devontae Freeman being out, they do have Ito there as well who could steal some. And I think it's probably more of a passing game than a running game in that game. But if you want to try and go contrarian, I think a lot of people will be off Coleman this weekend. Best cash picks, Nick. Right now, I don't know. I kind of need to wait until Sunday morning when all of the news comes out and we know who's in and out, and that'll kind of gear towards who we like for cash and GPP. So don't forget, guys, live Sunday, 9 a.m. Central. So for anyone on YouTube, I see 14 people on YouTube and only 2 people on Twitch right now. After this stream, I'm going to end the stream here on YouTube, and I'm going to jump over to Twitch, and we're going to scam bait. I'm going to call some scammers, see if we can screw with them, mess with them, anything like that, to start our Friday. I am going to the local brewery. There is actually a guy who streams. There's a guy in the town that I live in, random, that I just happened to come across his. The brewery put something on Facebook, and I happened to go across his channel. He plays MLB The Show. He streams that, and he actually is doing they're doing a charity auction right now, and the charity auction is they're auctioning off like football memorabilia. There's a Tom Brady autographed football. There's baseball cards as well. It's an auction, so all the money they're getting, they're trying to get, they're trying to be able to fund the for the kids' cancer hospital. And I'm gonna try to find. He's actually live right now. Let me see. Okay, he's live right now, and I'm going to send you guys his channel. And hopefully, if you guys, it's really awesome. Let me see what he's doing. Charity stream auction live. So they're live now. They're trying to build a go-kart. So what they're doing, and I'll read this real quick. But he's live right now. If you guys wanted to check it out, trying to help the kids, go check that out. When does Bell come back? I believe he comes back. So Pittsburgh plays this week. Then they have a bye. And then he's supposed to report on their bye week. I don't know. Any lineup for tonight game? But no, Chris. It's one game. No matter what you do, you have to take especially on DraftKings, you have to take two pitchers, and then you're going to have some bats against the pitcher. It really sucks. I'm sorry, but FanDuel and DraftKings, they should not be having one game. Like, it's stupid. I really hate the one game. Sparky, I remember him. Well, let me the stream is starting soon. It hasn't started yet, but what they're doing, wow, someone donated $700. $805 have been raised. So anyone watching, trying to raise money for kids with cancer, all the proceeds go there. They are they're actually going to be at they're actually, if you watch that stream on YouTube, he's going to be live streaming at the brewery. You guys might see me. I might jump in there. That's really weird. I want that cat that you know who that is, because he literally found out like 2 weeks ago that he's a mile from my house. That's really weird. It's actually kind of funny. It's really funny that he's there. So if anyone wants, he told me to come up on stage and let him know who I was. So anyone wants to subscribe to him, he plays MLB The Show. If that's your thing, okay. If it's not, I understand. But I thought I'd try. They're doing the live stream tonight, trying to raise funds. So I'm trying to, and the auction, there's pretty cool things in the auction. Let's see. Actually, I have the auction up here. I'm going to see if you can see on Twitch. I'm showing the screen real quick, and I'm still trying to answer your question, but I wanted to get this out here as well. So as you can see, the auction they have, like a Tom Brady autographed football. You can bid on them. $350 is the starting bid. The Super Bowl 38 champion Patriots football, $150. Dave Robinson autographed jersey, a Tony Dorsett autographed jersey, a Vince Carter autographed hat. There's a Vince Carter autographed mini baseball, Heisman Trophy helmet autographed by, I'm not 100% sure. There's a Gary Sheffield autographed baseball, a Hanley Ramirez. If you guys are into baseball cards like we are, they've got a Topps triple thread auto relic. It has Miguel Cabrera, Max Scherzer, and Will Myers on it, autographed. Cecil Fielder, Supreme autographed. I believe it's a printing plate. George Brett, authentic. I believe that's a game-worn jersey. Jeff Clement, autographed baseball bats, whether or not you're into Jeff Clement stuff. Jason Varitek, Chris, there's a Jason Varitek autographed 2017 Topps Heritage, $20. All the proceeds go to the trying to build a go-kart for the hospital. There's a Mark Pryor autographed card for $1. A Steven Strasburg autographed card. Current bid is $1. Yasmani Tomas and Eric Davis as well. So there's a lot of things, guys. Go check out the channel. I put it in the chat up there. It's Sparky Gaming. So anything that you guys would like, it is there, guys. Any little bit helps. Obviously, give them a follow. Give them. They're only at 1.3K followers right now. It's MLB The Show, and it's live stream, so you might even see me up there. But yeah. So the FanDuel 1-game slate, they don't have pitchers. Yeah, I'm okay, but I'm talking about like you'd still do a full, like, I'll show you. MLB single game. Is this the only one? See, I mean, they have so many of these just for a single game. And you do this, select the MVP. The problem with that, though, is I don't think I've ever seen the single game where you pick the MVP, you pick the infield, outfield, utility. I don't think I've ever seen one person take first place by themselves without actually splitting it with like 50 people. So, I mean, we could try a lineup, but the fact of the matter is you're probably going to, if you're in it, you've got to have the MVP selected correctly, and there's going to be 100 other people tied with you for the most part. So, just it's there, but it's kind of iffy the way it does it. Anybody, yeah, I mean, Yelich no matter what. But yeah, anybody can break out. I mean, so let's build one right now. Let's put Yelich here, number 1 for the MVP. Just depending on who's playing, do you think, I mean, Kershaw's obviously going today. So who do you think can hit against Kershaw? Or who do you think you can hit against? It's Gio Gonzalez. Love Grandal then, right? He's a switch hitter. Yeah, so I'm going Grandal there. Outfielder, let's just go Matt Kemp. I mean, it's trying to be GPP here. Utility spot, I need 70 for 7,500. Ryan Braun, and then another utility, 7,000. Lorenzo Cain. So right there's your free FanDuel one. MVPs, Yelich, Grandal, Kemp, Braun, and Lorenzo Cain. That is thinking that Kershaw is going to be the Kershaw of old and get dominated. But Kershaw could also come out and throw a no-hitter. I mean, Gio Gonzalez starting the first game. If you would have seen Gio's numbers to start the season, and he's starting the first game of the NLCS, you couldn't have told me that. David Freese could be an option. How much is David Freese? 4,000, and that leaves us with an outfielder. I mean, Lorenzo Cain, that still leaves 1,000 there. Grandal, you could switch it up, 6,500. That's Jesus Aguilar. Okay, so I've switched it up. So I've got Yelich, Aguilar, Cain, Braun, and Freese. Freese is a playoff beast. That is true. So, I mean, that's just kind of there. Just that's what I hate. That's what I absolutely hate. So, yeah, I mean, Kershaw, everyone thinks he's going to dominate. So then you have to go with Brewers and hope. That's just the whole one-game thing with on FanDuel trying to do all that. It's just, I hate it. I really do. Let's get basketball back. I mean, NBA preseason basketball, as much as I seriously wanted to put out an article for you guys, and I want to do a video today. But the thing is, they're going to play like 15 minutes, and they're still the price that they are. No matter how much they play, they're still super expensive. Maybe play 15 minutes. Maybe they play 5 minutes. Because at the time that everyone's gearing up, the league's starting on Tuesday. But we will be back, so I'll probably have a video out Monday night for Tuesday, maybe even before that. We'll see if they bring out if for sure we know all the news, injuries, updates, everything like that, and we'll build it around that way. So that's really all I have here, guys. I really didn't expect to go live for 40 minutes. I am live on twitch.tv/dailyrotohelp. I did say I would be, once I stop going here, I'm going to switch over to twitch.tv, and I'm going to call some scammers, see if we can mess with them for a little bit. So that's what I'll be doing there. MVP Yelich, infield freeze. Who's outfield like? Yeah, for FanDuel. I mean, it really depends. You're gonna see with these one games, a lot of people you're gonna tie with people. And I think this is how it's pretty much gonna go. I mean, tomorrow they have 2 games on the slate. So you're probably okay there. But yeah, there's a lot of things that can go wrong with the 1-game slate, trying to pick the MVP. But yeah, guys, that's all I've got for this video. Don't forget, go live. Come with us. Be live Sunday morning, 9 a.m. Central. I'll answer pretty much any and all NFL fantasy football questions. Start them, sit them. Weather concerns, DFS year-long, drafters.com if you guys are doing that. Oh, Kiki. Yeah, I was trying to remember who that was. But yeah, so that's all I've got, guys. If you have any questions, get them prepared. We're going to go live Sunday morning. The plan is, hopefully, what time is the game? What time is that game for Atlanta and Tampa Bay? Because it's a noon game. So what I think here's my plan. As long as I don't get dragged out to go eat or anything like that, I'm going to be watching the game with you guys, drinking a little beer, sweating, just talking some football, and you guys can ask questions for like the afternoon slate or the primetime game or anything like that. We'll get those all asked and everything like that. Next Saturday, so the 20th, I'm not sure what the schedule is for baseball. Probably won't have a video. There's really no video. I might have a video tomorrow morning for baseball just to go over the pitchers and maybe any of the bats that we kind of like. There's really no point of a cheat sheet anymore. There's really no point of baseball anymore. I can still bring it to you guys if you want, but there's not much going on with baseball. But when there's 2 games, maybe I can talk about the pitchers a little bit. It'll be like a 10-minute video. It won't be live. It'll just be a video that I put on there. But next Saturday, I'm going to a wedding, so I don't even know if I'll be available via phone. So any of your questions for football and stuff, basketball, I won't be live just because we might be doing Saturdays live for maybe I'll be live for basketball because obviously the wedding's not till the afternoon. Basketball will be full swing by next Saturday. So we'll see. We might be doing that for basketball. When NBA content will be out maybe Sunday, maybe Monday, just depending on kind of waiting for all the last-minute practices and preseason games to be done before the season starts. But be on the lookout, just like normal. There'll be videos every day pretty much for basketball. Same thing with football, the normal days. So with basketball, just think of it like it was baseball. Pretty much every day. The thing with basketball, though, is I'm able to project and predict a little bit easier. So what we normally do is we have our article out there. Then we have a couple, 2 to 3 elite plays, 2 to 3 mid-tier plays, and 2 to 3 value plays, and the projected fantasy points that we think they're going to get on FanDuel and DraftKings. It's easier to project, and if you guys have been with us since last basketball season, we're pretty much dead on with them. We give you those, then we have a cheat sheet, then we have lineups, mix and match with those. Those are part of the packages. We do have the NBA season package still out there. It's normally $299. You can get it for $99 if you use the promo code NBA year, all one word, all capital letters. The NBA content is there, guys. So any questions on that, definitely let me know. And before we're done, I will show you the lineup that we threw out there on nope, not MLB, NFL. What am I doing? NFL lineups out there for the Thursday through Monday lineup. So with those, they're only GPP picks, and I haven't put them out here yet, but I will be updating these probably tomorrow and get those lineups up there. But yeah, so the Thursday through Monday slate for FanDuel GPP, I had Jameis Winston, Sony Michel, and James White. I told you I like both of them. James White's going to be pretty much a wide receiver in that sense, but he gets more volume. Sony Michel, he's questionable, but he should be good to go. If Michel is out, that even bumps up White's prediction and projections even more. Beckham was there. He very underperformed for us. That's Eli's fault. Tyler Boyd, Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp was questionable, but he should be good to go now. Zach Ertz is there. Cameron Brate is there right now. Very much dependent on O.J. Howard being out. And then Houston defense. And then looking at the GPP for DraftKings, pretty much like the same. Winston, Michelle, Tevin Coleman, Beckham. We had Chris Godwin as it's their GPP. So we're trying to pick players that people might not think about. If I told you Tampa Bay, you're not thinking Godwin at all. Tyreek Hill, like I said, absolutely love him if he can get behind New England's secondary. We got Ertz, we got Hooper, and we got Dallas D right now. Some things can change. That's why you have to subscribe to the NFL package. These could change a little bit. So don't just look at them now and think that's all there is. So those are the Thursday lineups, guys. Any questions, please get them written down. Ask those questions live Sunday, 9 a.m. Central. Also, if you have questions on Twitter, @FantasyAdvice22, I will answer them live on the video as well. So definitely follow us on all social media. That is all I've got for you guys. I'm going to end the live stream here on YouTube. Jump over to twitch.tv/DailyRotoHelp. We're going to do some scam baiting real quick just to see. We got caught last time. We'll see if we can do it again, see if we can BS anybody. We'll just talk over there. So go from here. We're done with sports for the day. Check out twitch.tv/DailyRotoHelp. Thanks for coming on, guys. Don't forget, subscribe. You can always donate. And don't forget to be here live Sunday morning, 9 a.m. Central. Get all of your NFL Week 6 questions, hopefully answered to satisfactory level. That's all I've got, guys. Peace out.